So I had a request from one of my viewers to bury a silver dime and at 5 inches deep, and dial my Deus 2 version 1 in general program into it, and show you how I dial this machine in. And the conditions change so much, I'm always changing my settings and configuring it differently, because this soil is different from that soil. Look at the grass. The grass is short over here and it's tall over there, and that's just like it in parks too. In parks, a lot of times it's different. Sometimes it's wet ground, sometimes it's dry ground, sometimes there's sand, sometimes there's clay, sometimes there's a lot of foil on the surface, sometimes there's highly mineralized pockets of iron contaminated soil, or just pockets of naturally occurring minerals. Sometimes there's hot rocks, sometimes there's high EMI, sometimes there's sand, sometimes there's clay, and the sites are changing, right? The amount of water that is standing on the surface or in the soil, it makes a huge difference on the depth penetration potential on deeper targets, on all detectors. I invite you to come to my area. I live in Salem, Oregon. The soil here is mineralized, and it makes a huge impact on the depth of your machines, especially on smaller targets like a dime. I'm going to do a quarter here to at least give me a fighting chance. A quarter, a bigger coin here at 5 or 6 inches deep. I invite you to come bring any detector you want, any size coil. If you have 100 years experience, or 5 or 10 or 2 years experience, come hunt with me, and you'll quickly realize that the settings that you use in your mild ground, or how you swing over in your area, it just will not work. Your programs will not work in this mineralized clay here. And I'm hunting for those mid-range targets, those mid-conductive targets. The high conductive targets, you know, all the coins are pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. You know, the quarters have the same uniform shape, size, and conductivity. The silver dimes have the same shape, size, and conductivity. They're pretty easy, right? Once you hit on a few silvers, you'll just know that silver tone. Pretty easy. When they're on the edge, they get trickier, especially when a dime this size gets on this edge at 6 inches deep. All machines will struggle. And so the sights change so much, and there's no way I can teach you how to dial in your detector. You're going to have to figure out your own hunting style. I have many strategies that I show you hunting throughout the year. Like, I haven't been able to use the Deus 2 in 2 weeks because the ground is so dry. I can't dig holes in my hardened clay in the parks here. It's just the ground's too hard, and it's been really hot. We've had a heat wave here. It's 90 degrees right now. It's 90 degrees right now, and or it's probably 89 degrees, starting to cool off a little bit. But I have to change my strategies throughout the year, and like I said, the sites change. You know, I'm not just hunting in one spot. I'm hunting in many different places, and one park could have varying soils, and some parks are really high EMI, and some spots I just haven't been able to hunt them. There's way too much EMI, all my machines. And you know, I can't teach you, nobody can teach you how to dial a machine in. You're going to have to learn that through experience, and learn your sites. Every site has a story to tell, and each hunt, every day that you hunt that, it's like a book. It's like a page out of that book. And each target that you extract from the ground is like one word in the sentence. So in parks, it's a continuous story changing, because people are depositing more trash on top of the targets. You know, you work an area, you just dig layers and layers of trash, and then all of a sudden they have a weekend event that has thousands of people, and they just destroy the area that you've been working on all season long. But you just need to work on it. You just need to continue working on it. If you don't continue working on that spot that you've been hunting on, it's going to get so bad that you won't even be able to hunt it. You'll just get you'll get frustrated because there's so much trash there. But you have to dig the trash out. So there's, you know, everybody who I hunt with, is going for the jewelry, right? Because the jewelry is easy, or it's not easy, it's easier than the deep stuff. The deep stuff, the minerals in my soil just mask deep stuff, so the deep stuff is going to be really super iffy. And the more times you dig iffy targets, it's going to be harder to pinpoint, and that's going to be trash. You know, it's harder to really decipher what's trash and what's treasure, because especially the days too, the deeper coins sound irony, because the minerals in the ground, and I have to accept those minerals so I can hear those deeper targets, because these deeper targets are going to sound minerally, they're going to sound irony. And so I am always changing my detector. I'm dialing it in as I go, and I'm not really going for this deep junk silver, right? This is only like worth $1, right? And I have to spend a lot of time digging deep junk out, and a lot of times I can't even find the targets because there's too many rocks or roots or whatnot. It just prevents me from going deep. And so the shallow targets are jewelry. That's where the treasure, 3 inches, that's the pay layer. The pay layer is at 3 inches deep. I can just dig out a lot of the mid-conductive targets, and I'm getting jewelry out. And then eventually, once I start clearing out the trash around these deeper targets, those deeper targets will sound a lot better, and they won't be so iffy. You know, the trash in the soil. Some areas in the park have a lot of foil, some areas have a lot of pull tabs, some areas have a lot of iron, some areas are compacted soil, so it's really hard to dig in because a lot of people walk there. Some areas have a lot of EMI. Some areas have massive pull tabs or bottle caps, just layers and layers of bottle caps. And you really need to spend the time and just analyze, you know, is it worth hunting in that spot? Am I finding jewelry? Am I finding desirable targets in that area? How many hours am I going to have to dig out trash before I'm getting some treasure? Right? I don't really care. I don't care what I'm missing. I really don't care. I don't want to spend my energy worrying about what I'm missing. I want to spend my energy on digging the targets out and learning as I go, and learning how to dial the detector into the trash. I'm not going to take advice from a person who hunts in pasture when they have never really hunted in my area, in my soil, in trash before, because all they know is like 1 or 2, maybe 3 machines, and they've been hunting in pasture their whole life. And so I want to take advice from a person who is very experienced in my area, or in my types of soil, and where I want to hunt at, and what I want to be getting out of the ground. I want to take advice from a jewelry hunter. If I'm hunting for jewelry, if I were hunting in a pasture, I would not take advice from a person who's only hunted in trash and who only has a couple years experience in trash if they've never hunted in a pasture before. It's learned experience out in the field that's going to really get you way, way, way further than the test gardens and whatnot. You cannot replicate what you're going to experience in a test garden if you're going to be hunting in trash. I don't know. I know what a silver dime sounds like, right? It doesn't take too many coins to realize what a dime is going to sound like at 6 inches or 2 inches, and those do sound different. There's going to be different tones. A silver dime at 2 inches, which I found hundreds and hundreds of silver dimes at 2 inches deep, those sound completely different from an 8-inch deep silver dime. And so I'm after the jewelry. So what does a gold ring sound like? It could sound like anything, man. It could sound like a piece of foil. It could sound like a zinc penny, and anywhere in between. Or it could sound like iron. Or it could give me a screaming high tone when it's deeper in the ground, and I pop the plug and it gives me a low tone, and it's a gold ring. So gold is just weird, and I'm hunting for gold. I'm not necessarily hunting for the low conductive gold, because I'm gonna have to dig out every small little piece of foil, and my pinpointer right here will not detect a tiny little piece of foil. If I have my detector dialed in for foil in the grass there, I'm gonna be spending a lot of time trying to find targets that my pinpointer will not find. So I'm just wasting my time. I want the mid-conductive, you know, medium-sized jewelry. In the playgrounds, I'll dig everything. I'll dig all iron, all the bobby pins, all the little staples. Every single target must come out of the top lots because it's easy digging. It only takes a couple seconds to get that target out, and the foily targets. And there's jewelry, just a lot of jewelry in playgrounds. But you have the iron to deal with, so it's a different style of hunting. You know, around the playgrounds, you have to know how to swing that coil close to the iron and not overload too much, and get underneath those structures and not waste your time on the falsing signals on those iron posts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just turn this detector on and show you my mineralized soil. I'll just start out in full tones here just to show you. It's a little bit easier in full tones just to demonstrate here. You know, I've done this test several times before. I have coins here, large coins too, that are at 4 or 5 inches deep that I just will never be able to find anywhere. I will not be able to find them again because they're just in the minerals, and they're just it's really trashy back here. You know, go to general, sensitive full tones here. Watch, listen to it. I've shown you many times in many videos of the previous versions of sensitive full tones, and it's pretty much the same, right? It's just really sparky. It's not the hot program. It's way sparkier than the hot program on the Deus 1, which I have thousands of hours on in hot program, the Deus 1. This is just super sparky. I just can't concentrate, so I have to make a lot of adjustments to this to hit on coins. It's really to concentrate on that. It's just a lot of grinding and a lot of crunchy tones, a lot of abrasive tones in full tones with the PWM here. So I'll just go to general program and just bury these coins here and do this test here, right? And I'll show you the minerals. You watch. Just show you here, right? Just anywhere here. I'll just pump the coil here. Watch the mineral bar here, all the way up. See, full bars, full bars. Just come over here, right? Anywhere. Oh, I forgot to full bars, right? Come over here, just random spots in my backyard here. Full bars, right? Full bars. Right? Come over here. Full bars. Right, full bars. So I'll just pop a plug here, just dig a hole here. It's really hard ground here, so just bear with me here. Right, there's nothing here. There's no big iron here, so I'll bear this dime here. It's really hard clay here. This is the reason why I've not been hunting for the last few days. The ground is just hard. So, right here, right there, about 4 inches deep. Let's say it's about 4 inches deep. So I'll just, this is the stock general program here, and I'm going to dig another hole here, bury that quarter too. I'm going to look at my time here, see how long I have to go before this video has to end. So I got just a few more minutes here. 3 more minutes. Right here, there's nothing right here. So I'll just dig another hole here. I'll try to go deeper with this one here. I'll try. Oh my. Just super hard ground here. I should have brought out my Phoenix shovel. It's 90 degrees, so I'm gonna start sweating here in a second. Oh boy, just my plug just totally disintegrated here. There was a root right in the center of the plug there. See, the ground is just different. The ground's different everywhere, man. I hit a big root right there. I'll bury this quarter a little bit deeper here. Oh boy, it's hot. I just drank a bunch of water too, so is that at 6 inches? I don't think it's quite 6 inches there. 6 inches, yeah, it's 6 inches. So I'll just sweep the detector in general program. Stock general right here. See, watch. Is it hitting it? I don't know. Is it hitting that one? I don't know. I don't think so. You can see the dime right there. It's the minerals in my ground, so I have to accept the minerals in my ground, or I will not hear that iron tone those coins are generating right now. I have that discriminated out right now, or I have it rejected out. And my recovery speed is way too slow. My auto response is way up too high. You know, so let's go to full tones here, and I'm in two-tone. You know, it's going to be really hard to manage my tones or manage the EMI. If I get any EMI out in parks, it's just going to wreak havoc on my tones. So offset 5, I'll go to 7 here. Bottle cap 0, not 0, silencer 0. I always do 0 silencer wherever I'm at. I want to run it raw. I always have those filters off on all programs. My sensitivity is always high in all my programs too, and my iron volume is always up high too. My reject volume, I got to go up with my. I want to hear those rejected tones, because a lot of times I'm discriminated up high, and I still want to hear those rejected tones. So my reactivity is too slow here. 2. I'm going to go 3 here. Watch. Now watch. It'll hit these targets. Right. Listen to it. See, listen to that. Just making those changes, right? Those simple changes. That coin is coming out. Listen to this one here. The dime, I don't think so. I don't think the dime is going to do it at 4 inches deep. Just a reality to it, man. I challenge you, like I said, or I invite you to my soil here. Auto response 3, and I'll go to my audio settings here. I'll go to my audio filter. I'll go up with it. Listen to this. Square high. Listen to that. Beep, 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 beep. Now I'm getting those iron tones on it, right? Now I'm getting those iron tones. It's starting to hit it. And of course, if I put that soil over the hole there, it's not going to hit the targets, right? It's just a reality to my soil here, right? I just masked it with the soil there, right? Ain't gonna happen. The dime is just impossible right now, right? Oh, it's hitting it. That's how you dial this machine in right there. Thank you for watching.